It is an instrument so far as we are concerned. Just like our hands, we also employ our mind. So the mind becomes an instrument. Intelligence becomes an instrument. Ego for assertion also is another instrument. So internally he became this. Externally he became the body. Further, surroundingly he became the 5 Panchabhutas. Then he started experiencing and interacting with this world. This is what has happened. Gunair gunan sabhunjana atma pradyotitaih prabhu manyamana idam srishtam atmanamiha sajjate. I don't know whether you will miss the point. Who has become the I in you? Who has become the I in you? God Himself. He has created the human body like so many other bodies, and He Himself has entered it. And He Himself is experiencing, enjoying and suffering in the world. He Himself is doing it. And in the process what happened? Gunair gunan sabhunjana atma pradyotitaihi prabhu. All these Panchabhutas He has Himself made. And the sensory organs, it is His own, they are His own making. The mind, intelligence and ego where experiences are having, everything is collected. That they are also His own creation. This is something that you have to understand very clearly. Saha Prabhu Atma Pradyotitaihi Gudaihi Gunan Bhunjanaha Idam Srishtam Atmanam Manyamanaha Iha Sajjate. While doing so, the Lord Himself identifies Himself with the body and then starts suffering. Can you come to this impersonal level of thinking? Even the so-called ego, the so-called jiva and the so-called identity with the body, don't say that it is yours. The Lord Himself has courted it. He has Himself formed the world. He has shaped your senses. He Himself is the mind, intelligence and ego. Through all these things, He is experiencing His own creation. While experiencing the creation, Atmanam Manyamanaha Iha Sajjate. This born, made up of body, he thinks it is I am, and he is suffering. So who is suffering? God Himself is suffering. Who is deluded? The Lord Himself is deluded. Can you reach this level of impersonal thinking? This is what Srimad Bhagavata suggests or insists upon. Karmani karmabhi kurvan sanimittani deha prade tattat karma phalam grinhan bhramadiha sukhetaram. Why don't you look at your life? Who am I after all? I was born, my body was born. I have no part in my birth at all. Do I have a part in my mind? That also is not there. What about intelligence and ego? All these are creations and evolutions of nature. I am only living and moving with them. They are not my products. I am using them. Even the user I am not. Everything is ultimately God and God's. Karmani karmabhi kurvan. Karmani karmabhi kurvan. What does it mean? Karmani karmabhihi. Karmabhihi means with these sensory organs which are themselves nature evolved, God created. Karmani kurvan. I am engaging in different types of activities. All are engaging in different types of activities. Sanimittani. In order to take up activities, you have the necessity for motivation in the form of desire. So you have desire, ambition, etc. So activities which are oriented after desire. Sukhetaram tattat karmaphalam grinhan. After engaging in activities, what are you getting? You are getting results. Results in the form, in the mind level. Only sukha and dukkha. You are getting sukhetaram. Sukhetaram tattat karmaphalam grinhan. Dehabhrut iha bhramadi. Oh, I have sukha. I have also dukkha, its opposite. I must eliminate one and perpetuate the other. Let me do this, let me do that, and have only sukha, only sukha. Vain. in vain. Nothing can be done. This is all a scheme of nature, an order of nature. We do not seem to be understanding it at all. So not understanding, sukhedaram bhramati, sukhedaram tattat karmaphalam grinnan bhramati iha. We are simply remaining deluded, revolving. Andhenaiva niyamana yatha andha, as Mundakopanishad says, like blind people led by another blind. Karmani karmabhi kurvan sanimittani deha bhrade tattat karmaphalam grinhan bhramatiha sukhetaram itham karmagadir gachan bahva bhadravaha puman abhuta samplavat sarga pralaya vasnude vasha. I am sometimes wondering whether you are all following me or my talk is becoming dry. Itham karmagadihi gachan, in this manner, in which manner? Remaining deluded, remaining agitated. There is no necessity. Look at the child, how happy the child was. But as we grow, we lose our cheer, we lose our peace, only because of misunderstanding. Either leave everything to God or take everything to yourself. Both you are unable to do. What is this? Itham karmagadihi gachan bahva bhadravaha puman. Puman means the human being. Itham, in this manner, bahva bhadravaha karmagadihi gachan. We are undergoing a variety of tormenting activities. A variety of tormenting activities. As Bhagavata puts it, tapatrayonmulanam. Any man living in this world is subject to tapatraya. Adhyatmic, adibhautik and adhideivik sufferings and torments, afflictions. So undergoing thus a variety of tormenting fates and plights. Avashaha abhuta samplavad sarga pralayau itham ashnude. Until the pralaya comes. Which pralaya? The pralaya that is going to completely devour the whole creation. Until then, you continue to suffer in this manner. Sarga pralayau. Sarga means birth. Pralaya means death. So we are undergoing birth and death, subjected to this. And this process of coming and going, Abrahma bhuvanal logaha punaravartino Arjuna. Right from Brahma onwards, all things, all beings in this world are subject to revolution, coming and going. Abhuta samplavad. It's a very wonderful word. Until the total pralaya takes over the world. Sarga pralayau itham ashnude. We are subjected to birth and death. Dhatu paplava asanne vyaktam dravya gunatmakam anadi nithanakalo hyavyktaya bhagarshadi. So what is the emphasis here? This kind of a delusional life will continue as long as the world remains. Nobody can escape from it. Children will be born. They will be very cheerful, happy, etc. But as they grow, they will develop their ego. The mind will have its ambition, aspiration. The intelligence will have its own arguments in support and otherwise. And that ego will start playing. Sufferings will continue. Torments will continue. This will go on. Birth after death. This will continue. Dhatu upaplava asanne vyaktam dravya gunatmakam anadi nithanakalo avyaktaya apagarshadi. When the destruction of the Mahabhutas, the fundamental elements, becomes due. Dhatu upaplava asanne. At one point, the evolution started. Now it is prevailing. After some time you will find the devolution will come. So until the total pralaya comes and takes over, what happens? Dhatu paplava asanne vyaktam dravya gunatmakam. Dravya gunatmakam vyaktam. the material world, the energial world with their respective properties which are very distinct, manifest, visible, that visible display. That will be counteracted by avyaktaya anadinithanaha kalaha apakarshadi. Anadinithanaha. Time which has no beginning and an end will take over, will attract the whole visible universe. Completely. Now the universe is in a state of expression. Just like it is in a state of expression, it will go into an extinction. Existence is an expression, and non-existence will be extinction. Now it is an expressional state. Now it will go into a total extinction. When the time has become due for it, what will happen? Time which is beginningless and endless, without any beginning and without an end, will start attracting the whole universe. It indraws. At one point of time, it unfolded the universe. Now it will start folding it back. Like the unmanifest, from a state of avyakta, everything became manifest, became vyakta. Now the present state of vyaktata will again go back to avyaktata, indistinctness. So the reverse will transpire. What happened in evolution? A counter-evolution, so to say, will take place. This is Maya, he says. You wanted to know what is Maya? This is Maya. Maya means that from nothing, many things have come. They remain for a while, and after some time, these many will undergo devolution and go back into extinction. This is Maya, he says. Shadavarsha hyana vrishtihi bhavishyati ulbana bhuvi tattat kalo jitoshnarko lokam strin pratapishyati. I would like to say, my dear viewers, that this is a graphic Puranic description of the so-called extinction of the universe. The Puranic thinkers, their idea of time is not linear as apparently the modern scientists are given to. Our idea of time is something like a cyclic or a circular one. And our time measurement goes very big and very huge. Now, I don't think of giving you that measurement. Sometime I may tell you about it. What is the time minimum measure, how it has gone further and further. For the time being, we have the day, 24-hour day. What is the 24-hour day? The time required for the sun to rise and again rise. So 24 hours. Half of it is night and half of it is day, because the earth is circular, it's an orb. That is the reason. And from there we go to the week, then fortnight, month, year, decade, century, millennia, like that. So all our descriptions are revolving. It is not linear like this. So the world is evolved. It will be devolved at one time. Again it will be evolved. Then again devolved. In between alone is its expression and existence. This is what we say. So according to them, what are they saying? Shatavarsa hyana vrishtihi. For 100 years, there will be no rain at all. Not a raindrop. Bhavishyati ulbana bhuvi. That dissolutional sun will start burning. Tatkalo bhajitoshnarkau lokam strin pratapishyati. Already we have started saying about global warming. So if we misbehave on the earth, we are not able to take sufficient safeguards, I think the pralaya would come faster even. Let us be very clear. So that dissolutional sun, the sun of dissolution, he starts burning with a lot of heat and brightness. Lokam strin pratapishyati. He will start burning the entire three world. About the sun they are saying, it was that epoch of dissolution, that dissolution. At that time, how can be the sun, you understand? We now have a moderate heat from the sun. And the ozone layer, according to science, is responsible for it. There are holes here, there and everywhere. If that ozone layer is removed, we won't be able to live upon this earth. So what all things can come, we cannot say. Patalat alamarabhya sankarshana mukhanalaha dahanurdhvashikho vishwag vardhade vayuneridaha patalat alamarabhya sankarshana mukhanalaha. As I told you, these are all graphic Puranic descriptions. So you will find some imaginations, some allegory also here. From Patala, the netherworld, from Adishesha's mouth will emerge terrible, horrible fire. And the fire will be burning and blazing in flames. And it will be intensified and strengthened by scorching winds. Can you imagine? This is verily Maya, he says. Maya means this. I would like to say, I have thought about it for a long time. I would like to say, whenever we speak of pralaya, literally it means prakarshena laya. What does it mean? There are minor dissolutions taking place. There are plants which come up and die down. There are trees also. There are creepers. Then you will find insects are there, worms are there, maggots are there. So many of things will come up, go, come up, go. We have got a certain age, that's all, that we are continuing. So there is a process of evolution and devolution. In order to have evolution and existence, a process of condensation took place. See, from avyakta, indistinctness, like the shunyakasha, how this visible universe has come, whatever was there got condensed. When condensation takes place, it will create a lot of heat. Suppose dissolution takes place, it will generate cold. That is what is going to happen. When the reverse happens, it is called pralaya. Otherwise it is sarga or srishti. Here they have used the Puranic terms and Puranic thoughts to describe it. That difference you should understand. Srimad Bhagavata is also a Mahapurana. Samvartago meghagano varshadisma shatam samaha dharabhihi hasti hastabhi liyate salile virat. Whenever we speak of pralaya, we must have a lot of water. So I was wondering, where is the rain going to be? If there is a rain, we speak of rain in the earth. What about the creation beyond the earth? How will the rains be formed? And where water will fall? And the fallen water, where will it collect? Now we know only of rains which fall on the earth. And all the water ultimately goes to some of the whirlpools of water and ultimately to the sea. Suppose the whole thing is going to be dissolved, where is water going to be at all? Nevertheless, they have put this description. How are they saying? Samvartago meghagano. There will be that deluge cloud all over the sky. And they will start shedding, just like the elephant's trunk, the trunk full water. Every drop will be almost trunk full rain. Dharabhihi hasti hastabhihi liyate salile virat. The whole Brahmanda will be completely covered in cold, if not in rain. Completely covered. Everything will be. Initially it is a process of terrible, horrible heat. And after the heat you will find the disintegration takes place. When the disintegration takes place, what will happen? One thing will go to another, the second will go to the third. It is the reverse of whatever has taken place earlier. Tato viraja mutsrijya vairaja purusho nripa avyaktam vishate sukshmam nirindhana ivanalaha. Brahman after creating, Brahma after creation, he was there in the whole creation and he will abandon the Virat. Vairajaha, Brahma will abandon his universal identity, O king, and he will enter the unmanifest, the subtle avyakta. What is this unmanifest? It is a state of full equilibrium of the sattva, rajas and tamas, three gunas, the constituents of Prakriti. When they are equal and proportionate, there will be no distinction at all. Everything will be something like this shunya akasha. We call it avyakrita or avyakta. That avyaktam vishade sukshmam nirindhanaiva analaha. Fire, after having burned all firewood, it gets concealed there. The job is done. Similarly, the whole place will be quit by Brahma. Brahma is actually an imaginary deity, relevant only to creation. When the creation itself ceases to be, there is no question of Brahma at all. He becomes redundant. So let us be very clear, understand matters in a clear manner. Why are we obsessed by the ideas of Brahma or Shiva or Vishnu and other things? It's all our own concepts and creations. So when creation itself comes to be and not, I don't think Brahma is ever going to be. The universe is regarded as a primordial egg. It is called Brahmanda. Now, Antariksha explains how this devolution takes place. Vayuna hridagandha bhuh salilatvaya kalpade salilam tad hridarasam jodhishtvayopakalpade. As I said that evolution is a process of condensation and devolution or dissolution is the reverse process of rarefication. Everything becomes rarefied. How is that rarefication taking place? Vayuna hritagandha bhuh. Of the Panchabhutas, earth, water, air, fire and akasha, there are 5 different and distinct properties. Bhumi has got the property of gandha, smell. So here he says, Vayuna hridagandha bhuh. Vayu robs the earth of its smell. When earth loses its property, namely smell, it is reduced into or it is converted into salilatvaya kalpade. It is transformed into water. So the solid existence becomes fluid. When the fluid gets condensed, it becomes solid. When the solid becomes rarefied, it becomes fluid. This is the first transformation. Now there is no earth, only water. Salilam tad hridarasam jodhishtvayopakalpade. When water is robbed of its taste, rasa is the property of water. When that is taken away, jodhishtvaya upakalpade. It is transformed into water, first of all, fluid state, earth, and water rid of its quality, taste, it turns into fire. See, whenever you think of water, that water itself is hot. You freeze it, then it will be no more water, it will be ice. So the ordinary water itself has got a certain temperature, that is called fire. So when that is taken away, it is transformed into fire. Hridarupam tu tamasa vayau jyoti praliyate hridasparshaha avakashena vayur nafasiliyate kalatmana hridagunam napha atmaniliyate. He is completing the whole process. Hridarupam tu tamasa vayau jyoti praliyate. Fire has got rupa. When that goes away, it gets converted into jyotihi vayau praliyate. It is dissolved into vayu. That dissolutional order, that order, hadasparshaha avakashena, hadasparshaha avakashena vayur nafasiliyate. There is the fire bereft of brilliance by overpowering darkness, he says. You know, the fire is able to give light, but the darkness will be so much that the fire will be losing its property of light. Then it dissolves into air. Air robbed of its quality of touch is transformed into akasha, he says. Kalatmana hridagunam nabha atmaniliyate vayur nabhasiliyate nabha atmaniliyate. The vayu itself will be dissolved into akasha, and the akasha will be dissolved into atma, the self. Have you understood it now? What is it that you are carrying? You are carrying a self, Antaratma. And this Antaratma is going to be the source for all the Panchabhutas at the time of evolution. In the same manner, as the Antaratma is the source for all evolution, it is also going to be reversely the refuge. So whenever we think of humans, you have an Atmic personality or an identity which represents the source as well as the refuge of the whole universe. This is something that I would like you to understand very clearly. Ultimately, what is surviving? Ether. That ether denied its quality of sound.